got another Byrd knife review here for you. I'm going to try and make this one a quick one, because I know most of the other ones it's kind of ran on a little bit more. So I'm going to try and make this one quick. This one is for the Byrd Tern. This is a UK legal knife to carry, so now that's out of the way. This is got only one roll, really. It's an EDC knife. It's a perfect EDC knife for everyone and anyone here in the UK or across the world. Of course, know the legalities of your area, but it's non-locking, so don't worry about that. Hopefully you've seen my Byrd Cara review, and you'll know that Byrd is a sub-company underneath Spyderco, so you can sort of see an awful lot of similar design qualities between this and the Spyderco UK pen knife, or UK PK. I found it, whenever I was looking for this, I found it hard. I knew about the UK pen knife, I was very well aware of it, and I knew of its qualities, but for some reason in the back of my head I found it hard to front up £45–50 on a non-locking knife. Keep in mind, an extra bit more and you get a Delica. So I found it hard in the back of my head to front up the cash. So I was looking about for something similar but at a cheaper price. Now this is a perfect option if you're not willing to spend the money that's being asked for the UK pen knife. It gives you a very capable knife for much less money, for about half the price actually. Move on to the size and weight of this knife. Now it comes in with a 2 3/4 inch blade. That does take it to the handle now, so keep that in mind. With a 2 1/4 inch cutting edge, of course under 3 inches, so that's not an issue, and with an overall length of 6 inches and 5/16, so it's not an overly large knife. Now this is bear with me a second, this is a single AAA battery, if that helps at all. I doubt it would, now that I see that, but yes. So it's not an overly large knife, it's small and it's lightweight. It actually weighs in at under, by my scale, at 1.9 ounces, so it's super lightweight. You hardly feel it in your pocket, you completely forget about it, which sometimes isn't always a good thing. But yep, it just rides so nicely and you don't notice it. The steel and blade shape, now it's Chinese made like all the Byrd knives, and it comes with 8CR 13 MOV. Again, I quite like 8CR. It's fairly rust resistant for like everyday stuff, especially in my environment. It's not rusting out on me, I haven't found. It takes an edge very nice, takes a very fine edge. Yes, it dulls quite readily, but because it's soft, it's able, well, it's not even soft, it's fairly durable, but I can pull in it at a really nice edge back out of it. Blade shape, again, it's very Spyderco-esque, I think would be a good word for it. I think it's very reminiscent of the Dragonfly 2 at Spyderco, the C28 Dragonfly. And also with having that 50/50 troil down here and the thumb ramp, gives you a chance to lock in really well. Now the jimping, again very similar to the Cara. It's function, not aesthetics. But I actually find that this jimping is better executed. It's a bit sharper. It's straighter, believe it or not, as in it's the grind itself, the cuts are better. And then again underneath, not so much here. It's very similar, it's very Chinese, produced on the cheap, so just be aware of that. A point I forgot to touch on the Cara is the fact that it's full flat ground. Now that makes it very good for piercing, for slicing. Yes, people might not like it, they think it maybe that you might be lacking in strength, but it's a non-locking knife, so realistically how much stress are you going to put this knife under? Overall, the ergonomics, because of that 50/50 trail and the thumb ramp with the gym thing, I find it's very comfortable, fits in the hand fairly well. But keep in mind again, I've got small hands. If you've got larger hands, you might find it to be a bit small, a bit cramped even. For me, I can even come back, like so. Yes, I know it's non-locking, so it could fall on the fingers, but because that finger trail, the way it folds, it's okay. But I find it to be very comfortable in hand, in both choking up and coming back. The handle material itself is actually G10, same as the Cara, but with no liners. It's all G10, so that helps keep the weight down. The G10 itself, it's the exact same as the Cara, so it's not super high quality G10. It does its purpose to a point. It doesn't add great tech. It adds a bit of texture and it's warm to the touch, but not a great deal of traction or grip in the hand. Lockup, well, it's a non-locking knife, so it doesn't technically lock up, but side to side, there's a little bit of a rock side to side, I found. Back and forth, before the lock deactivates. Bad word, I know, but deactivates, I'm going to put. It's fairly good. Now it does, the joint itself is fairly loose. Yes, you have that half stop there, but it doesn't take much to depress the lock and get it folded away. And by the way, yes, you can sort of deploy it quickly. Hang on, I'll do it off camera. There we go, nice and quick. And the way I find to be real good for it is sort of a pinch deployment, like so, and then get busy with it. Moving on to the pocket clip, it is one of my favourite pocket clips I find because it rides very deep. It works very well, but yes, Spyderco's drawn more to the wire pocket clip now. If you look at the Sage series of knives, they've got their high tension wire pocket clip, and so does the Manix too. But the difference between these two pocket clips, other than the fact that this is the loop over and this isn't, is the actual quality of the material here. Now if you look, it's fairly rigid and very strong. This one on the other hand, it's very easy to bend and it doesn't spring back to a great deal. Yes, it'll retain in pocket fairly well, but it's just not, the quality isn't quite there, and there's a lot of play side to side. Again, that'll bring me onto the quality. It's not as high quality as the likes of a Spyderco knife, or even if you look at the UK pen knife, it doesn't meet that quality control, but it's still very functional, I've found. It's all screwed together, so you can adjust your pivot if need be. You can take it apart if need be, with a full, here's a full back spacer. I personally prefer that over the likes of the UK pen knife, where it's only a half back spacer or back spring. I'm not 100% sure on slip it knives, but yeah, the quality, it's fine for what it is. The overall quality of this knife, it's not superb, but for the money, it's not bad. It fills the role well. It does what it should do fairly well. So yeah, personally, I would recommend it to people, but I would sort of try and push them further to spend a bit more money and go for something a bit more with a better quality level, being honest. But in saying that, I will do some competitive options here. I don't have a great deal, I don't have any other non-locking knife other than a wee Victorinox, which yes, you could say is a competitive option, but, you know. Sure, I'll leave it there for now. Whenever I do a video on this, you'll hear I don't have all that much love for them. But anyway, another competitive option, this is taking it out of non-locking, this is going into a lock and knife now, is of course my beloved Buck Vantage Select. Yes, it's a liner lock, similar quality of steel. Believe it or not though, this is made in America. Different quality levels, different quality control. Going up more in price, you do, well actually, another one I'll throw in is the Buck Red Point. Yes, again, locking. Chinese made this time. Serrated for 420 HC. Same as this one. Same as him. But it's a nice knife. Tip down carry. And then I will throw in Spyderco Delica. Again, much higher price point here with the Delica. Staying around the same price point as the Delica for a good EDC knife, the Benchmade 556 mini Griptilian. This one in the blue, plain edge, 154 cm steel. This knife I love. Being honest though, I like all of them. Some I will go as far as saying I love, but we'll get into that a bit more some other time. But overall, I think the Byrd Tern is a very good knife for the money. I'll put down in the description where you can pick one up, and hopefully you can become a wee bit more legal if it's required. A bit more like me now. But yeah, I do recommend it. I would try and push someone a bit more to maybe the UK pen knife. I kind of wish now I went for it. Yes, it's an FRN handle, but you're getting better steel. Getting the same steel as this Manix 2. You're getting CTS Carpenter steel BD1. But either way, I would say you'd end up with a great knife either way. Well, I say a great knife, a very usable knife either way. But anyway, all the best, Happy New Year, be safe, God bless, see ya.